Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Jonathan from Crockett Law Group and Tex Kevin, marketing coordinator with them. How you doing today, Jonathan?
I'm doing very well today. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to have you on. Let's give what our listeners are tuning in. I mean, we're talking a little bit about Crockett Law Group and Tex Kevin. So if you can tell us a little bit more in your own words, how would you describe them?
Absolutely. So, Tex Kevin Accident Attorneys is a five-star rated personal injury law firm located here in Southern California. Our offices are mostly in Orange, LA, and Riverside County, but we serve anybody in California. Our main case type is, dog bites, slip and falls, but what we really exceed in is car accident cases. That's kind of our top priority.
Definitely. Okay, perfect. And so that way our listeners can get a good understanding of Tex Kevin. Then what would you say is a key problem that you guys like to solve? I mean, you mentioned a couple of cases there. So what would it be for Tex Kevin?
Yeah, so in personal injury, one of the biggest things is the recovery process. Once you're hurt in a car accident or a slip and fall, you don't want to have to think about all the legal issues that can come with that. So that's where we come in because we know that accidents aren't easy, but we think that hiring a lawyer should be. And so when our clients are hurt, what we do is we come in and we take control of the legal whirlwind that's going to be following them. We offer dedicated support teams for our clients. Where we focus on communication and really let the lawyers do their job because we think that lawyers at the end of the day are kind of storytellers. So the more that we can communicate and build trust with our clients, the better that we can tell their story and the better job we can do for them.
So then in this case, I mean, you did mention it, your certain clients that you guys like to go for. So would that be your ideal ICP for you guys?
We don't necessarily have certain people that we go for. It's more because, accidents can affect anybody at any time. That's what accidents are. So I like to think that we're kind of in the people industry in that way. Just anybody who gets hurt, we can go in and help them out the best that we can, which is usually pretty.
Definitely awesome. So then how would somebody usually find out about Tex, Kevin? Is there a top line acquisition channel for you guys?
Actually, these days, most of our new clients are finding us through Google, specifically through organic search and through Google Ads. What we do is we've been putting a lot of effort into our SEO and our SEM strategies these days because personal injury is easily one of the most competitive industries in Google right now. They have some of the highest cost per clicks and cost per conversions in Google Ads. And although we're a smaller firm in terms of size, we have actually done very well in SEO and SEM with a smaller budget. We've seen high engagement rates above 60% in the last, above 60, close to 70% in the last 90 days or so. And in the past 150, since we've really put the effort towards our digital strategy, we've seen like 90% increase in conversions, 150% in phone call leads, really across the board, just everything's above at least 80% in improvement.
That's great to hear, right? I mean, that's what every marketer wants, those numbers. So kudos to you for that. And so that way our listeners could go ahead and visit you guys. You could always check them out at textkevin.com. What role does the website then play for some client acquisition?
Yeah, so our website actually plays a huge role in client acquisition. As I mentioned, personal industry is a very competitive industry here. You can drive down the 405 in California and see at least 10 to 15 billboards for different personal injury attorneys. So our website really gives us a chance to stand out from everybody else. We ran a survey of adults 25 plus in Riverside County, one of our main areas. We found that about 58% of them think that the law firm's reputation is the most important factor in hiring an attorney. And having a good website gives us a chance to introduce ourselves a bit, show our results, our client reviews and testimonials about our firm and our services. And so our clients can get to know us before ever actually meeting us.
And I think, like you mentioned, right? I think that's super important in a law firm who you choose, right? Because I think people are vulnerable, so they don't want to, at one point, get like, oh, am I choosing the right one? So definitely, kudos for you guys for having that set up. And is there any tools or tips or methods then that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that one of the best things that we've done is really use the tools that are available to us. Ahrefs, HubSpot, SEMrush, SpyFu, all these different websites, they all have great tools to help you see the metrics that you're lacking in and on ways to improve them. And using these constant research and honestly checking out the competition, seeing what they're doing on their website, seeing what's working for them, all of that has really led to us seeing pretty good growth right now.
That's important. Yep. And well, let's switch gears a little bit, Jonathan, and talk about you as a leader, you being the marketing coordinator there for Text Kevin, and the great results that have been coming with the website. What are some key tasks you like to focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, so like I said, we're kind of smaller law firm, so I'm kind of responsible for a lot of the marketing there, including the branding, content creation, event coordination, referral, networking, and kind of anything in between. So my day-to-day tasks are they vary, you know. Some days I'll be out in the field meeting with doctors and auto repair shops just to kind of talk to them about our business and see if we can work together. Other days I'm meeting with clients or going to events to represent us. Every day is different, and that's kind of why every day is fun.
Definitely, it sounds like you have a full plate on your hands there. And well, then let's switch over to our next section, which is our rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Absolutely. Let's try it out.
Awesome. All right. First up, what is the last book that you read?
You know, I have a nasty habit of not finishing books that I start. Almost every book on my shelf up there is probably halfway through, but I'm currently reading two. I'm reading Made to Stick by Cheap and Dan Heath and The Creative Act: A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. You know, one of them's just about the principles that make ideas memorable and compelling. I think that's the Made to Stick. I think that book is great for marketing because it really gives you ideas on how simple things from urban legends to big ideas like duct tape, how each one of them has had little things that have really stuck with people. And the creative act, that one is more for myself. It's just kind of to give you ways to access your creativity that is within all of us.
Definitely. All right. Awesome to hear that. Great read there. Next is, what is one single thing that the company is focused on at the moment the most?
Right now, I'd say our SEO and our SEM. Like I said before, we're a smaller firm, and I think in that industry, it's relatively fair play for everybody. Although bigger budgets with Google Ads, especially, will give you better results because Google likes to spend. I think that with a good SEM and SEO strategy, smaller companies can still thrive, and so far, we're seeing good results from it.
All right. Perfect. Awesome. Now, next up is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Now, that's a great question. As a sci-fi fan, I can't help to think like I would want to be Iron Man. But in the context of marketing, I would say I would like to have like predictive analytics, kind of like that movie Minority Report, where the robot was using a sci-fi kind of analytics to predict future crimes and stop them from happening. I think if we were able to use predictive insights on marketing trends or things coming up, we'd be able to create strategies, new campaigns, and better invest our time and money.
All right. Awesome. Good to hear that. Now, if there's one repetitive test that you could automate, what would that be?
So many things, but I think that the main one would be to reliably and consistently automate our lead tracking system because we're using so many different lead sites, using ads, using radio, television, searches, referrals, everything in between. Having all these different leads come in without having a consistent tracking for each one is definitely tough on us. It's time consuming, it leads to human error at times. And I think if we had a better way to track each and every individual lead in one management system, it'd just make life a lot easier.
Okay, perfect. And well, lastly, Jonathan, what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
Finish the books that I start, probably. But if I'm lucky because I'm still in the early stages of my marketing career. You know, I'm a couple years out of COVID college, and I think that in that time I've already learned a lot. And one of the best things that I've learned is that you never stop learning. So I would go back and tell myself to do independent research, really strive to learn everything that I can so that I don't fall behind in any way, that we can keep striving, really.
Perfect. Awesome. Way. Well, great advice there for everybody as well. And always finish those books, right? It's
Yeah.
always that goal, right? Awesome. Hey, well, Jonathan, we are coming to the end of the show. I do want to thank you. But before we end, I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about the company?
I want them to remember that accidents aren't easy, but hiring a lawyer should be. So if you're hurt in an accident, know that Tex Kevin Accident Attorneys is here to help. And in the marketing side of it, go do research, look into SEO and SEM because there's a lot of growth there and a lot of potential.
Definitely, you guys heard it there. If you need them, always go visit them at textkevin.com. Accidents aren't easy, but hiring a lawyer should be. Definitely would agree with you guys. So thank you so much, Jonathan, for being on. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm looking forward to our next episode at Pathmoon Presents. Thanks a lot, Jonathan.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.